What's going on, boys? Welcome back. It's your boy Max. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 things short guys do that sabotage their results with women. Now, I'm only 5'7.5", and I have no issue attracting the woman that I want. No issue attracting high quality, attractive women with ease. You're right. And I have friends who are short, and I know other guys who are short. My friends who are short, they have great results. But then I see so many guys who self-sabotage, who just come off as insecure, come off as needy, and then they try to use their height as an excuse as to why they can't attract the woman that they want. But in reality, it's not your height. It's not your height. Plenty of short guys out there that are getting more women than they know what to do with. You feel me? More women than the guys who are 6 foot tall and up, right? And it all comes down to these 3 things that you should avoid. So if you're a short guy, listen up, because if you're making any of these mistakes, this is why you're not attracting the woman that you want. Number 1 is they make too many self-degrading jokes. Now, I used to have a friend like this. Every time we would go out, and this guy, he was like 5'6", right? I'm 5'7.5", he was like 5'6", just a little shorter than me, right? We would go to the bar, right? I would get results and he wouldn't. The difference is he's not unattractive. He's fly, right? He's a good looking guy. He dresses nice. But this is what he was doing. He would talk to these girls almost like he's their friend, right? And he would make so many jokes about his height, about like being the smaller guy, you feel me? And that's not sexy, right? No masculine man is gonna like degrade himself using humor. Like maybe one joke, maybe okay, maybe, right? Even then I would just stay away from it. But when you make not one joke, 2 jokes, 3 jokes, 5 jokes about your height, about you being shorter than the girl, or you being the shortest guy in the room, or like, oh, do you like short guys? Like when you make too many of these jokes, it just comes off as insecure, right? If a woman makes a comment about your height, right, and she's like, oh, does it bother you that you're short? And you're like, oh, clearly you like shorter guys because you're talking to me. Okay, cool. That's one joke. But don't just keep adding on to it. Like I know guys who, and this goes for any insecurity that you may have. A lot of times people will tell you, oh, if you're insecure about something, just turn it into a joke to make it look like you're not that insecure. But if you keep doing it time and time again, then it just comes off as insecure anyways, right? Because it shows that it bothers you. You feel me? And like people can see right through that. People can see that you're trying to use humor to deter from the fact that you're actually insecure about this one thing. So in that situation, yeah, you could be like, oh, you know, I guess you're into short guys because you're talking to me. But that's it. Leave it at that. You understand? Don't make it seem like it bothers you. Don't even say too many jokes. You feel me? Like, it's okay to have a sense of humor. It's okay to make jokes with a girl. But at the end of the day, you guys, you want to hold a masculine frame. You don't want to be her buddy. You don't want to be her little bro. You don't want to be her brother, right? You're not here just to make her laugh, right? And there's different types of making a woman laugh. You can make a woman laugh in like a sexy way where she's like, haha, you're so high. I want to take your pants off. You feel me? Or you can make a woman laugh in a way where she's like, haha, you're like the bro. You know, you're like my little brother making me laugh. You understand? There's a different way, right? There's a seductive way to make a woman laugh, and then there's a way where you're like in the friend zone. And my friend, who was 5'6", he was making these friend zone type jokes. He was always putting himself down. He was like pointing out different things about himself and turning them into jokes. And it comes off as insecure, guys. Like if you have certain things about you that maybe are conventionally unattractive, right? Anything, right? Don't just like keep bringing it up. You feel me? Don't just keep bringing it up in the conversation. Like talk about other things besides your insecurities. So number 1, stop using self-degrading humor with women. Number 2, this kind of relates back to that first point, is stop asking her if she has a problem with your height. Stop asking her if oh, am I like the shortest guy you've ever been with? Or like, do you normally date short guys? Like, don't ask women these things. Do not do it. This comes off very, very, very insecure, right? Because it shows that it bothers you. It shows that you're thinking about her past relationships, the guys that she's been with, and you're comparing yourself to other guys that she's been with in the past. Bro, she's talking to you right now for a reason. She's not talking to these other guys. I mean, who knows? Maybe she is, right? She could be talking to her ex. But that's none of your business. That's not something you should be concerned about. All you should be focused on is right here and right now. Your conversation with this girl. Don't worry about, listen, it's okay to know that if you're a woman's type, but I wouldn't even ask her. If you really want to know if you're a woman's type, like physically, just take a look, like do a little bit of stalking, right? It's okay. Do a little bit of stalking, find out who her ex was, find out the types of guys that she follows on Instagram. That will tell you what her type is. The types of guys that she follows on Instagram. And even then, a lot of women will have a certain type in public, but then in private, they have a whole different type, right? A woman may say that she likes guys who are 6 foot and up in public on an interview, and then back home, she's actually smashing the guy who's 5'7". You feel me? So don't even take a notice about what they do in public. Like what they do in private matters way more, right? But just stop concerning yourself. I know guys who like they would ask women all these questions like, oh, does it bother you that I'm shorter than you? Like clearly, if she's talking to you, if she's going out on dates with you, if she's laying up with you, if she's getting intimate with you, it doesn't bother her. But it will start to bother her if you bring it up. My last rotation girl, right, one of them, she was taller than me. Once again, I'm 5'7.5". This girl was like 5'10". I say she was like 5'10", right? And she used to like to wear like boots. So sometimes she would be like even taller, right? But we would walk side by side, no problem. And I was getting it on with her, right? We had a good relationship. And height was never an issue, right? It was only like an issue in the bedroom because there's like certain positions you can't do, right? If you're a short guy, you ever been with a taller woman, you know what I'm talking about. There's like certain positions you have to innovate, right? And I did that, right? And so there was literally no problem. You feel me? She got off every time. She got hers, I got mine. And we were both happy, right? And one time she did try to shit test me a little bit. She was like, oh, do you normally like the women that are taller than you? And then she said something like, does it bother you that I'm taller than you? And I was like, bro, like if it bothered me, but I wouldn't be, with you by now. You feel me? And this was like half a shit test to me, and then it was half of her projecting her insecurity onto me. Because a lot of women who are taller, like women who are usually 5'8" and above, they're actually insecure about their height. Majority of them, right? Same way as like guys who are short tend to be insecure about their height. Women who are taller tend to be insecure about their height because societal norms, right? Women are supposed to be short, men are supposed to be tall. And I think she was low-key insecure about her height, and that's why she brought it up, right? So it was like halfway shit tested me, and then halfway it was her projecting insecurities of her height onto me. But like after that conversation, never was brought up again. You feel me? I see plenty of short guys with women who are taller than them. And best believe it's those types of relationships where that short guy is dominating her. He's dominating her. You see a short guy with a taller woman, best believe he is dominating her. You understand? I mean, obviously there's some sort of weird relationships where, the short guy may be with a taller woman because he likes to be dominated. But most of the time, if it's a traditional, feminine type of woman and she's with a shorter guy, it's because he's laying it down. You feel me? But you won't be able to even get to that stage if you keep asking her these questions like, oh, how tall was your ex? Like, bro, never ask a woman this. Like, how tall was the last guy you were with? Or do you normally go for guys in my height? Or like, how do you feel about short kings? And like, never label yourself as a fucking short king. Never do that. Like, I've never done that. You shouldn't do it either, right? Don't label yourself. Like, this is self-degrading in its finest, right? Why do you have to call yourself a short king? Bro, you're a grown man. You're going about your business. You don't have to call yourself these like weird names that social media has created. Like, just stop. Stop following these like social media norms. A lot of the stuff that you see on social media, a lot of stuff you see in these street interviews, that's not real life. You understand? Like I said, women will act like they want one thing. They'll act like they like one thing out in public. But the guy who's really laying it down, the guy who's really got them on a leash, it's the guy who gets her mind right, right? It's the guy who's actually just confident in his skin. And this could be even a guy who's out of shape. You know, sometimes women will say like, oh, I want a guy who's, you know, has abs. But then back at home, she's really getting dominated by a guy with a dad bod. You feel me? Everything is just about being confident in your skin. Obviously, getting in great shape is going to make you more confident in your skin. And it's going to help with that height insecurity that you may have, right? You can't be short and be frail or fat. Like, pick a struggle, bro. You're either going to be short and fit or fucking tall and out of shape, right? If you're taller, you don't really need that much muscle mass. But if you're short, you don't have no muscle mass, you're gonna look like a little kid, right? If you're short and you're fat, you're gonna look like a doughboy. You feel me? So stop with the self-degrading humor. Stop asking women questions about your height, if she's ever been with a guy your height, and like stop projecting these insecurities upon them. And then the third thing you must stop doing as a short guy if you want to start attracting more women and actually keeping these women in your life is putting on too much muscle mass. I see this very often. If you're a short guy, you know that we are genetically blessed in the fact that we put on muscle mass way easier, right? We get to eat less and muscle just looks naturally better on our frame, especially if you're like that 5'7" range, right? 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" range. That's where like your muscle mass is gonna look the best, to be honest, right? Taller guys have way harder time packing on muscle, right? But a lot of shorter guys will try to compensate for their height and add too much muscle mass. Bro, you don't want to do this. You do not want to do this at all. If you are below the height of like 5'9", right? I see guys who are like 5'5", 5'4", they get super jacked. Bro, what are you doing being 200 pounds at 5'5", at 5'6"? Bro, you look like a fucking bandit. Like, you look like you guys know that Pokemon? Man, I forgot the name, but there's this Pokemon that's like a rock with big ass muscles, but he's like super small. That's what you look like. Like, just like this big ass guy in a small body. And it doesn't look attractive, right? That actually makes it look like you're compensating for something. This is the difference between a short guy who's compensating and a short guy who is just maximizing every aspect of his life. A short guy who's maximizing every aspect of his life, he has a lean, athletic physique, right? He's not being complacent with his physique, right? He's not accepting the fact that, oh, I'm short, like dating is so hard. What's the point of getting in shape if I'm already short, dating is so hard? No, he goes to the gym, he eats clean, right? Like me, and he gets into great shape, but he doesn't look like this big ass bodybuilder in a small, tiny body, right? He just packs on some good muscle mass. He looks good with clothes on and without clothes on, right? And that's where you want to be. Ideally, you want to get to the BMI of 25, right? 25 is like the peak aesthetic BMI for your height, right? So go to a BMI calculator, put in your height, put in your weight, and see what the BMI is. You want to be at a BMI of 25 and around 12% body fat, right? You don't want to be 25 BMI and fat. No, you want to be 25 BMI and lean. That's the right amount of muscle mass that you need to have like that aesthetic physique that doesn't look try hard. Anything more than that, even if you're lean, you're gonna look try hard. It's gonna turn women off. It's gonna look like you're compensating, right? So make sure you don't overdo it with the gym. You don't try to do these bodybuilding things. Like I went to this Gymshark event, right? It was funny. It was a Gymshark lift event, right? So whole bunch of, gym heads, gym bros, gym girls, and the average height at the event was, I'm telling you right now, it was probably 5'7". It was probably 5'7". There were some really tall guys, but the majority of guys were like 5'6", 5'5", right? My height or even shorter. Jacked though, super jacked, and they were too jacked. You understand? And that's why me and my friends that I came with, we were all like, we're all around the same height, right? 5'8", 5'9" range, right? And we got so much attention because we were the same height as everybody else, but we didn't look like everybody else. We didn't have like an excess amount of muscle. We had nice aesthetic physiques, and we carried ourselves with confidence, right? You can tell, like, the reason why there were so many short guys at that event is because these short guys, they grew up with the insecurity of being short, and the gym is like the one thing that they can control. And obviously, my channel name is getfitwitmax. I could literally coach people on how to get great physiques, but you don't want to make the gym like your whole like idol. You feel me? You don't want to make gaining muscle like your idol. You don't want to be that one guy that just lives, breathes, sleeps, eats the gym. You understand? It's good to be healthy. It's good to have a healthy lifestyle, but it should be part of your lifestyle, right? That's where you get to actually work on other areas of your life, other things that are going to develop you as a man and make you an overall attractive man that fits a certain archetype. You don't want to be like this gym bro archetype that just like this gym cell that all he does is like spend 4 or 5 hours in the gym every single day, chugs down protein shakes all the time, no social skills, wears pump covers 24/7, like poses with these weird ass bodybuilding poses in the mirror. You don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So let's go right from the beginning. Number one, stop the self-degrading humor. Stop making excessive jokes about your height or anything that you're insecure about, right? Or that you may think women find you insecure about. Number two, stop bringing up your height, right? It's not that big of a deal. Like, literally just ignore it. You understand? Like, you bring it up one time, cool. Don't bring it up like 5 times. Don't ask her questions like, have you ever been with guys my height? Like, what do you think about short guys? Don't do that. And number three, don't overcompensate by trying to put on too much muscle mass. It's gonna make you look unattractive and make it look like you are compensating for something, right? But when you can be a short guy who takes care of his looks, his face, right? Eats clean, eats in a way that raises his testosterone, right? Gives him energy, vital energy, increases his masculine energy, that actually goes out, socializes, has social skills, has some charisma, is in great shape, right, but not overly muscular, has a good sense of style, makes some money, is ambitious, is working towards something, bro, you will literally have the pick of the litter. Because women will pick a guy like that who's short than a guy who is 6 foot tall, but he's like not doing any of those things. He dresses sloppy, his face is full of acne, right? He looks like he hasn't got a haircut in 5 months, right? He's out of shape, he stinks, he has no social skills, he's awkward, he's like this gamer that just stays in his room all day. Women will pick that short guy over that 6 foot tall guy every single time. Like, stop worrying about the guys who are taller. You're a grown man, bro. You're a grown man. Just focus on maximizing your stats as a man. And that's it. Focus on maximizing your stats as a man. And if you need some help with that, on getting into the best shape of your life, actually having an attractive physique, and presenting it in the right way online and in person, so that you can literally have an influx of women, high quality, attractive women, ready to go out you, even though you're short, right? Even though, you're not 6 foot tall. Then click that link in the description to book a one-on-one call with me. We're just gonna get to know a little bit about your situation, where you're at right now, and I'm gonna let you know a little bit about my program, what I do with every single one of my clients, what I did for myself personally, how I got the dating life of my dreams, how I got into the best shape of my life. And we're gonna see if it's a good fit for you. If it is, great, we'll take you onto the team and you're gonna kill it. If not, all good, you can just keep watching the content and trying to figure it out by yourself. But check out the Instagram as well. I'm always posting reels there. I'm always posting daily stories, hella value on the stories, and you can get to know a little bit about my life, my situation, who I am, what I do. And yeah, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know your situation. Let me know any questions that you may have. And hope you boys enjoyed this one. Make sure, don't let your height stop you. Don't let your height stop you from anything that you want to get in this life. I'm telling you right now, some of the richest people in the world are short. Some of the most attractive people in the world are short, right? Some of the guys with the most attractive women in the world are short, and you can do it too. It's in your mindset. So see you boys in the next one. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, stay dangerous.